We all have a lot of stress in our lives, but is it really a bad thing? Our next guest, Dr. Aditi, says stress can be a healthy way to tackle life's demands. In her new book, The 5 Resets, Rewire Your Brain and Body for Less Stress and More Resilience, she offers actionable advice on how to shift our thoughts about stress. Hi, Dr. Aditi. Welcome to Daily Flash.
Thank you so much for having me. It's a pleasure.
So you have 5 resets for us. Let's start with the first one. You say get clear on what matters most to you.
For most people, we know what we need to do to get less stress on our lives, but the gap between where we are and where we need to be feels so wide and vast. And this first reset helps you close that gap. It helps you get a roadmap and a clear step-by-step plan to move forward so you can have a life with less stress and more resilience.
You also say find quiet in a noisy world, and boy, is it noisy. We have information coming from everywhere, all hours of the day.
Find quiet in a noisy world is what it's all about. Your brain and your body deserve rest and recovery. And in this modern world of constant stimulation, it's hard to get there without, leaving for a 6-month holiday to Bali. So this second reset offers some practical science-backed strategies to help you find your quiet, mostly creating digital boundaries around your consumption of news, headlines, social media, and protecting your sleep like the vital resource it is.
That is so important. You also say sync your brain and your body.
This is all about the mind-body connection, which is not woo-woo. There's a lot of science behind it. It's like gravity happening all around you, and your brain and your body are in constant communication. The beautiful thing is that you can learn to tap into your mind-body connection for less stress and more resilience.
You also say take a moment to come up for air. What do you mean by come up for air?
We are living incredibly busy, overscheduled lives. So creating a little space and recovery in the midst of your already overscheduled day is really what come up for air is all about. One of the strategies in this reset is to stop multitasking, which is something that we all do and think of it as a badge of honor. In fact, it is a scientific myth. There is no such thing as multitasking. Even though 100% of us think we are excellent multitaskers, the truth is only 2% of human brains can effectively multitask.
It is so true. I mean, I just think of the example if I'm sitting on the couch and I'm doing a crossword or I'm looking at news headlines on my iPad and I've got a television show going. It's amazing if I hit the reset button on the television show how much I've missed just sitting there while my brain is halfway in both actions.
That's right. What we're actually doing is multitasking. It's called task switching. We don't actually know how to multitask our brains. What you do is you go from one task to the other. That's why when you are doing a crossword puzzle and watching TV at the same time, you're probably not doing good at either. And so really focusing on one task at a time, it's called monotasking, and you can do a time block technique that I lay out in the 5 resets.
Final thing on your list, you say bring your best self forward.
When you are feeling a lot of stress, your inner critic has a megaphone. You have all of these berating messages about how you can't do this or you're going to fail. Why even bother trying? That is your inner critic trying to keep you safe, ironically. And it's about taking that megaphone out of the hands of your inner critic so your best self can move forward.
Dr. Aditi, some great advice. These are some super tips. For more information and to get a copy of the book, The 5 Resets, please visit draditi.com. Dr. Aditi, thank you.
Thanks for having me.